We live in a fractal universe, and a fractal is a repeating infinite pattern. So if you look at, is there a little laser on this? Oh, there is. Great. So if you look at just this one little middle piece of the snowflake, and then you take that pattern and extend it out to here, and then if you were to zoom in to this little bit, it would have the same pattern on each branch. So if you were to expand that snowflake out and make it bigger and bigger and bigger, each like repetition of that, if you were to zoom into these tiny, tiny little bits in here, the small bit of that snowflake would look exactly the same pattern as the whole. That's a fractal. Our entire universe is a giant fractal. We have what's known as the macrocosm and the microcosm. The macrocosm is the bigger picture, the galaxies, the way that the planets rotate around the sun. That's macrocosm. Microcosm, we're looking at the tiny little cells in the body. We're looking at, the very small, minute, like nanoparticles and atoms, getting down to the very small chemistry, the biology of how we exist. What's really interesting, though, is the macrocosm is a direct reflection of the microcosm. Has anyone ever seen, I don't think I have it on here, but there's a picture of the brain of a mouse, and then it looks exactly the same as like a galaxy. No, we'll have to find that at some point. Yanni, can you just make a note to Google that later? It's pretty cool. You look at that and you go, okay, you've got a mouse's brain. There's like these tiny little neurons here, and then you've got like this big thing over here, and they're like almost identical. How does it work? Right? If you look at the way that atoms revolve around, like the electrons and the molecules and the whole structure of the cellular level, it's exactly the same as like stars and planets going around a sun. That rotational pattern that we have, whether it's happening at a big level or a small level, it's exactly the same. This is the mouse's brain. So the 3 neuron cells on the left, 2 red, 1 yellow, and their connections, and then the universe, and they look exactly the same. Microcosm, macrocosm.